Good morning, dear students. Let's start our SST class after summer break. Today we will start with Civics chapter number 20, Understanding Democracy. This chapter I have already explained you before the summer break, but still let me make things clear again. Maybe you have forgotten. So let's start. Let's first see what is in this chapter. We will learn about democracy, its forms, direct democracy and indirect democracy, then key features of democracy. So let's start. India is one of the largest democracies in the world. Our freedom fighters fought and sacrificed their lives to gain independence from British rule. We all have heard about the stories of freedom fighter, right? Like Mahatma Gandhi, Bhagat Singh, Jawaharlal Nehru, since childhood. Have you ever gathered knowledge or idea about them? Who were they? What they have done for us and our country? Okay, so years back, these people were also general people like us, but had a bitter hard life which we can never imagine. Today our lives are free just because of them. I mean these people, freedom fighters. There was no education or good life at that time. They were slaves under the Britishers. I don't know you may know these things, but still let me explain you. The Britishers were very cunning, chalak. They never allowed people to become educated or gain education. They were afraid that education may make them understand their dirty minds. But these general people like Gandhiji or Jawaharlal Nehru, etc., fought for freedom and gained, sacrificing their lives, and after that they were termed as freedom fighters. Freedom fighters means Deshbhakt. So, after independence, India chose to be a democratic republic, Azad Desh. Our leaders framed a constitution and our country is governed by its laws. So, unlike before, our country is now a democratic republic and are governed by laws, rules and regulations से चलने वाली country बन गई. In today's world, democracy is considered the best and the most popular form of government. This democracy is derived from two Greek words, demo and krasia. Demos means people and krasia means rule or power. So, let us learn what is democracy. Democracy is a form of government where the people govern themselves directly or through elected representatives. There is a famous definition of democracy by Abraham Lincoln, that is, a government of the people, by the people and for the people. That means government जो लोगों से बनी है, लोगों के द्वारा है and लोगों के लिए है. So let me tell you what is a government. It is a body that provides us with all the essential services known as government. मतलब जो हमें हमारी हेल्प करती है बहुत सारी चीज़ों से, like from making laws to safeguarding our lives. All works are seen by them. I hope this term government is clear to you. Next, forms of democracy. There are two forms of democracy, direct democracy and indirect democracy. Direct democracy, in this, people are directly allowed to participate in the process of governance. That means like for voting or making laws or electing officials or conducting trials themselves. Ancient Greece had a form of direct democracy. This direct democracy is found in ancient Greece. Next, indirect democracy. In this, people elect their representatives. That means people through election they elect their representatives who take decision on their behalf. That means like what is done in elections, we form one government and they on our behalf they make rules or laws or things such. This is also known as representative democracy. Indirect democracy is prevalent in India, the USA and France. So in India we see indirect democracy. Next point, the advent of democracy. In this section we will revisit the historic events that led to the evolution of democracy in its present form. How the democracy has started from beginning till here we will learn in this. So first is ancient Greece. The earliest democracy began in Athens in the 6th century BCE. In its ancient form, it is called direct democracy, wherein all citizens assemble at one place to make laws and take decisions regarding day-to-day matters of governance. That means, you see in this picture, what you can see is people used to stand or assemble at one place. They used to make decisions and make it as a law. Next, page number 195, medieval period. In the medieval period, several European rulers, while making policies, consulted church officials and various groups of citizens, which led to the formation of representative bodies of citizens. That means, in the medieval period, what they used to do is, they used to consult the church officials, like church priests or officials. They are regarded as highly educated or having good knowledge about people and society. So they used to consult the high church officials and various groups of citizens, that means who are having a good knowledge. So they used to consult with them for making laws. With the decline of feudalism in Europe in the 14th century, power shifted from the feudal lords to the king and the common people. Feudalism means the land in the kingdom was all occupied by or was under the kings. So this stopped and the power was shifted to the common man. The rise of nationalism also shifted power away from the feudal lords and laid to the foundation for the establishment of democracy. Nationalism means the feeling of loyalty or devotion to one's nation. जो हम कहते हैं ना देशभक्ति या नेशन की तरफ जो लॉयल्टी एक्सप्रेस करने का वे होता है, दैट्स कॉल्ड नेशनलिज्म.